Hey, it's Jeremy here with the Guillette Group and Angie.
Good morning. It is June 1st. And what does that mean here in Southwest Florida? That means it's the start of hurricane season. So we are going to be sharing with you today some resources to help you be prepared for hurricane season.
And if this is your first time to our channel, welcome. This is the Live Joy Southwest Florida channel. We talk about all things real estate and everything to do in Southwest Florida. If that's the kind of content you like, please be sure, hit the subscribe button. It makes sure we get our content in front of more people. If you've been here before and haven't, it's our personal request. So if you don't mind, hit subscribe, ring the bell. That makes sure you get notified every time we introduce a new video.
So I am lucky enough to be part of the Bonita Springs Estero Realtor Leadership Academy, and last week we just had a really cool module where we actually got to go and visit the Lee County Emergency Operations Center, and they shared some really cool tips with us, and we want to share those with you. The first thing is that they release every year. It's called the All Hazards Guide, and I'm going to put a link down in the comments below. You can actually access this online, and one of the first things that's the most important for you to do when you're getting ready and preparing for hurricane season is knowing what is your evacuation zone. So this map, you can actually access it online, and you want to look and you want to put your address in and see which zone do you fall into. Everything from A, which is the red right on the coast, out to E, which is like where we are, out east of 75 in the place at Corkscrew. And this is going to drive when the Lee County puts a mandatory evacuation into place. They do it by zones. So this is the first step to being prepared for hurricane season.
Now, don't panic. We have been here 9 years, and you know how many times we've evacuated? Once. And we evacuated because we didn't want to have to deal with no electricity for a week. And as it turns out, our neighborhood didn't even lose electricity. So, this is a very personal decision. If you're in a mandatory evacuation zone, of course you evacuate. If you're anywhere else, these structures now are built to withstand the wind. You really evacuate for the storm surge. So a lot of people ask about, do we need a home generator or a whole home generator? Can we use a portable? There's all kinds of solutions for that. I would just say the sky is not falling. You know, we had a historic 2020 was the most active hurricane season on record, and there were no impacts in Southwest Florida.
So while all of that is true, what is most important, really, is that you utilize this tool or other tools like it to be ready for hurricane season. And this one will say, plan, prepare, pass it on. You got to make sure that you plan ahead of time. You don't want to be waiting till the last minute. You want to have that preparedness in advance, getting food, water, having a supply set, and then pass it on. That means talking with family members, maybe family members outside of Florida, that you can have access points so that if we lose cell phone towers and we're not able to call here locally, that you have someone and that your family members have someone who they can contact to make sure that everyone is circling back and to be able to communicate.
So when we talk about preparing for a storm, this is all you need. In here is a supply list, and it has everything from food to personal items to medication. That's the kind of stuff you want to be thinking about in the event of a storm. And as Angie talked about, this isn't like a tornado, this isn't like a flash flood. You got typically a week where you know that this storm is heading in your direction. So you have plenty of time. You don't have to panic. Just follow your plan, put it into action, and you're gonna be just fine.
One other thing that you need to do to prepare is you need to review your homeowner's policy. Once there is a named storm, the insurance companies no longer will make any changes or write any new policies. This is really important. For example, if you do not require flood insurance on your home and you don't have it as part of an optional policy, that is not something that you will be able to add the week of a hurricane. So it is really important that you get with your insurance agent and you review all the policies that you have to be sure that you are very clear on what coverage you have and if there's anything additional that you need to do. Now is the time to do that, not later once a storm comes.
One other section we wanted to point you to in this guide is this resource section here. It's got all the phone numbers you could possibly need for the police departments, public, whatever. It's all here. And there's one other section that's really important. There's a link in here for Alert Lee, and it will provide real-time updates in any type of emergency, not just for hurricanes within Lee County. We'll make sure we put a link to that below in addition to the link to the guide. So again, we've been here 9 years and we've only evacuated one time, and we weren't in a mandatory evacuation zone, but we understand everyone has a different comfort level when it comes to where you are in an evacuation zone.
So there is everything here. Obviously, if you live on the coast, you're going to be in evacuation zone A. The closer you are to the water, the more likely it is that you'll have a mandatory evacuation. But pretty much once you get closer to 75 and out east, those are zones C, D, and E. It is unlikely that you're going to have a mandatory evacuation. You can check out this video right here of the place at Corkscrew, which is one example of an amazing neighborhood that is located out in evacuation zone E. You can reach me at 239-246-2322 or leave us some comments below.